Who are you?
My name is Philip Matarese. I'm 5'11", probably more realistically 5'10". I'm repped by Mosaic and CAA. I live in Los Angeles. I fluctuate between 179 and 186 pounds, depending on various workouts, Doritos, Coors Light, Coors Banquet, juuling, um, tacos, wings, all of those things are going to come into a play with who I am and what I do, and most importantly, my weight. But I'm definitely probably more 5'10" than 5'11". I'm probably 5'11". I think I'm 5'11", because anytime I hang out with a girl and they're like, they're like a giant, and they're like, "You're so little." I'm like, "You're a giant, so leave me alone, you freak." That's a rough start. I like to dig myself a little hole and then claw my way out of it.
No, you're starting good. It's
Thank
a
you.
little hole. What are your passions?
Oh boy. Um, Coors Light, Doritos, the band 311, the state New Jersey, um, my parents, their dogs, my family, my friends, the beach, uh, and that's it.
And where are you from?
New Jersey, the greatest state not only in the country but in the entire world.
When did your passions develop?
My passion developed right around, not geographically on my body, but around the same time in my life, probably 11 to 13. uh they say punk rock changed our lives, and it did, but for me it was Blink-182 punk rock. So that was probably the first time I was really passionate about something, starting bands with my friends, having something extracurricular I really cared about, a band. I think was probably the first time I had le passion. I had the passion of the Christ. That and Jesus Christ. I forgot to mention my true passion, my true Savior, my true Father, Jesus Christ.
How have your passions evolved to where you are now?
Uh, Definitely Coors Light has really come out. If this was like a horse race, it would be neck and neck with Cool Ranch Doritos. And I think Coors Light is the photo finish. His little snout's getting over the edge. That's my Coors Light is my Seabiscuit, is what I'm saying. And I didn't have that as a child, except Doritos. That was lifelong. I actually thought the first time I ever had Cool Ranch Doritos was at my grandma's beach house, and I thought she invented them because I'd never had them before. And I was like, "Grandma, this is incredible." So I do. There is an emotional core to my Cool Ranch Doritos enjoyment.
Why do you do what you do?
Because I am trapped. I'm trapped in this. I have no transferable skills or knowledge or ability, and all I can do is weather this feast or famine and gamble and placating the elders and the gatekeepers and hope that they give me the bread I need and slowly cultivate my clout and hope that eventually I become a gatekeeper and then I can give other people bread because I don't have any other skills. I can't do other jobs. I've gone into this too far that now I'm trapped and I don't have any other option.
That's probably the best answer I've gotten
Thank
so
you.
far. So I know you've explained this story quite a bit. Can you give us like a brief snapshot rundown of how you and Mike met, how Animals came into fruition, how you got to where you are in LA?
So I was a genius, baby. It was 1989. I was fresh from the womb. I gave the doctor a high five because I was that adept as a child. And I saw my mom, the most beautiful creature on earth. And I said, I'm going to marry her. And then time passed, and I realized that she was already in a relationship with my daddy. And I thought, that sucks. And this is a true story. My first words were, Koo, go out, talking to our dog named Koo, Koo. So a full sentence from the get go is kind of amazing. So I suppose it all started there. My ability to speak to animals and to have animals understand me was my first command ever in this current corporeal being. And then I got a advertising job in New York City, and I in my free time started making little animated videos, figuring out how to do it in Final Cut Pro, just a really janky kind of messed up way, but it looked cool and it was fun. And then me and Mike were bullshitting. We saw some pigeons out the window, and I said we should record that. And then I started making these animated shorts of our conversations, one different animal each month, just for no reason, just to screen around. Mike had a variety show in Brooklyn. We would screen it at UCB. We would screen it at anywhere that would put us up, any comedy things. And then, okay, all the way to LA. Then we strung together, then we made a 12-minute one of those. I did it all on my little laptop. This thing, New York Television Festival, that's what got us managers, agents, and managers, put it in front of the Plasper, said, we will fund a couple episodes of this, move out to LA, we'll get all of our funny friends on it, and we'll have a good time. And I did. I quit my job and I moved to LA, and I moved back in with a roommate, Mike, and one of the rooms was a recording studio, and we spent 9 months making 2 episodes. And we took the 2 episodes to Sundance, and then we sold it to HBO, and then we had to make the rest of the season, so we partnered with Starburns Industries. And then for 3 to 4 years, we made the remaining 3 seasons of the hit seminal animated series Animals on HBO. And now I'm here. I'm trapped. And I don't know what to do anymore because I keep trying and nothing's taken. And now I'm going to go home to New Jersey. Northeast calls all her children home, and I will return and sweep hair at my father's hair salon. That's my plan. That's my 5-year plan.
Pretty solid.
Thank you.
I have been waiting for Animals merch, Animals box set. When's it coming?
Never.
Never?
I'll tell you, we had stuff made through HBO, and then for season 3, we're like, we're going to partner with this company. And I almost want to say their name, but I don't want to because the guy was such a fucking loser. He, from the get-go, I knew shit was fucked up. You can always smell when someone's a little fucking rat and they're going to fuck you over. It's as if someone gives you one excuse early on for missing a deadline or for weirdness like that, you're fucked. That person is fucking you. So we got really, really fucked. We partnered with this company, and then, had season 3 was really going to be a big push of like, we're going to have tons of t-shirts, we're going to have tons of pins, we're going to have tons of different stuff. And then right at the end of it, this guy wrote us this fucking email putting it on us that we were late, that we were slow, that we were, I don't know, all this shit. And I've never professionally yet wanted to kick the shit out of someone, but if I see that guy, it's motherfucking on site. I'm going to beat his ass. I'm going to beat his ass. I hate him. Because I hate someone who just this guilt reversal thing of like putting it on us all of a sudden. Like, we're making a dude. we got you all the shit. I know for a fact we gave you all this stuff. I made it as simple as possible for you to do your job, which is one sliver of the big whole, and then to fit on us. I just really wanted to air him out on the internet. Not air him out like shoot him, like I meant like tweets, like call him out, I should say. But yeah, fuck that dude. And there was some shit on the HBO's web store. All that stuff's expensive. No, I get a lot of DVD box set uh, emails and tweets and all that sort of shit. It's expensive to make, and I really think everyone that's reaching out to me might be a definite buy, but it's not enough to justify manufacturing a
Right.
bunch of these things. And there's some behind the scenes stuff too of like ownership that I don't really can't really bring up. That we'll see though. There's time, and there's maybe going to be changing of hands of various things. That who knows. And also, I'll tell you what, I got my 2-year Rise to Fame plan going, and once I really pop off, they're gonna make the fucking DVDs. They're gonna make the fucking DVDs. It's gonna be a relic. They'll make the fucking DVDs.
Do you ever think about putting like behind the scenes stuff on like Vimeo or Twitter or anything? Like, I don't know if you have any stuff that you do own the rights to.
We've thought about it. We've thought about it. There's stuff. I mean, there's no real good footage or anything like that, but there definitely is, entire episodes we've cut that we have storyboards for that we could dredge up. Then there's, it's an improvised show, so there's countless hours of things that have hit the cutting room floor, but it's work, and I have a full-time job trying to do other work.
Right.
So figuring out that stuff, I don't know. I just like making new things right now.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I know you guys are really big about like, or we're really big about like, being really organic and letting people do their thing. How much of like the guests like script was like improvised, or like did you write like, take it in this direction, or like I just keep going back to like, so many iconic lines that John Lovitz had. And I just need to know if
John
like,
Lovitz had as a squirrel or as himself?
both. The one where he's like, John Lovitz, jealous? Or
that was him. He's a maniac. I love that guy. He really is. He's so funny. It varies. Starting off, the outlines were a little bit lighter, but definitely by season 3, just given the nature of how the show evolved, it ended up being a little bit thicker of an outline. And we had more lines we had to get. We had more scripted things. Some people came in and read from a script. Some people read not at all from a script. Mitch Hurwitz, who we had on, who created Arrested Development and is like a genius writer. He made up so much incredible stuff. And it was such an incredible session that he ran into the booth at one point and like pitched us jokes. So it was very odd and very cool and very loose, and everybody generally had a good time. I think we had 300 people basically come through that show. So Mike and I got really adept at making the room comfortable for people, and keeping an eye out, making sure there's plenty of safety nets basically, and making sure that if we have a musician coming in, maybe they don't have the sharpest of improv chops. But here's the thing, neither does Mike. He's not going to listen to this. I'm fine.
How were you the one that kind of carried that, or did you teach him?
I'm kidding. But also, this is just for you. I have the screens blocked, so I don't know if you're winking back at me or not.
I'm blowing you so many kisses.
This whole time?
Yeah.
I was missing out on thousands of kisses.
Can you tell me about some of the music that you decided to pick in Animals? Because I have to thank you for so many bands you've introduced me to: The Men,
Oh hell yeah.
Ty Segall, Omni, Ott, um, and the second season theme song by Mr. Twin Sister. I know Mike
Oh
was
yeah.
friends with them. They're great.
Yeah. It really was, um, especially season one. We just were making it, having just moved from New York, and I go to shows all the time. And New York, is the best place to go see shows because you're 10 minutes away from 10 different venues. So it really was like the bands we were seeing at the time and the bands we were listening to at the time. I really wanted it to be a lot of contemporary friends of ours. Yeah, basically that. And then season two was what we were listening during season two, basically. And we knew, we carved out kind of an aesthetic for the show and visually, but also it all matched, it all made sense with what the vibe of it was. I put so much of myself into it that I couldn't have the soundtrack be shit I wasn't listening to or shit I didn't like, I don't know, just fuck with on a vibe level.
Yeah.
Fuck with on a vibe level. Fuck with on a vibe level. She wanted just one, but I gave a double. Fuck with on a vibe level.
Were you responsible for writing the songs, like the Bob Balaban song?
Yes, probably. Yes, I did. I wrote that. I ghost wrote for Ice-T. I have lived many lives. There's been a lot of. I definitely didn't write the ASAP song, ASAP Ferg and ASAP Rocky's rap. That was fucking incredible. Same with Killer Mike and. Um, but yeah, that was fun too. Our friend Julian Wasp made all the music. He's a total fucking badass. Love that dude.
Do you have any favorite modern bands you're listening to right now?
Favorite modern bands. The guy from Ceremony just put out an album with some of the guys from Spiritual Cramp and all that sort of stuff. It's called Spice. Been listening to that a lot. I feel like I'm regressing music wise because I've been listening to I'm writing kind of this kid punk movie. So literally today I was listening to Enema of the State at Dookie. But other than that, really modern. I'm on my thing. Oh, let me click recently played, see what's come up and if anyone is modern. It's not modern at all. It was all Beatles. Man, I listened to a lot of shit. I have a little list for 2020. I try to do top 10 every year. Let me see. Albums. Well, one of my top albums I know for a fact of 2020 is going to be this band You Bet, YOUBET. And it's just really, a couple of my friends from Evil Luna played on it. And it's really just one of the stickiest albums I've heard in a while. Just really beautiful, short, fun songs that are great. Been listening to from 2019 girl band. Always listening to like Pile,
I'll sick.
Kurt Vile. He's always in the cooker. Bunch of shit. Bunch of fucking shit.
I
Hardcore,
followed your
hardcore again.
the Get Jacked and Kill the Coronavirus playlist, and
Yeah, hell yeah. So you know.
I was so happy to see some Uranium Club on there.
Dude, Uranium Club is incredible. And I've been watching I never caught them live, but I've been watching some of their live stuff. They are fucking rippers. So cool. Like Devo, but even more punk, and now total freak lyricists, like really odd songs and choices. Love it. Love the production on it too. I forget which album, but it's like the British guy introducing the Uranium Club. He's talking to the club
All
itself.
them naturals.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, I am. I'm a big fan of the live version of Prissy Chrissy.
Oh,
It's
cool! I
just
gotta check that out.
oh man.
Live in
Okay,
Italy, right?
yeah. So like I I listen to like the live version of Sunbelt. You can't hear a fucking word they're saying, and I feel like it just kind of adds to it. But I'm also like, little, come on,
Yeah.
like you just can't hear any vocals at all. But like, the instruments are great.
Hell yeah.
What happened to the music for Animals that was like written specifically for the show, like the Ty Segall song and the Mr. Twin Sister theme song?
Mr. Twin Sis, that song became another song of theirs that I believe is on Bandcamp that you can buy, and it goes to a good fund. And then, uh, yeah, the originals are so mired in, you know, if we were to rip it, who would go to? That's not what they signed up for. Contractually, I'm pretty sure they signed up as a VO almost for it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not even like we bought a song from them or something. I'm not sure. I'm but I've definitely asked about that because it would make a sick comp, like a mixture of songs we've used and originals from it. But I think it would just be too difficult to actually release them. So hopefully people rip it to YouTube and just at least just those clips, not the episodes. Gotta stream those episodes, dog. Gotta get the numbers up, dog. Gotta build, dog. We gotta link and build.
Do you have a favorite guest that you worked with, or like maybe one that you were like super starstruck by?
I think one of the most magical little days we had where we had both the Wayans brothers and also I'm going to take that back. I'm going to run that answer back. I think probably one of my favorite recording sessions was Sean and Marlon Wayans and John Witherspoon. And they were in this little sketch where there were little puppies in a window of a pet store, and they just got in this fight. And then John Witherspoon kind of does the Friday. Rest in peace, John Witherspoon, total legend,
Rest in
totally
peace.
nice guy. But he kind of does the Friday speech basically, but it's these two puppies. And just seeing those guys, they're such larger than life people that have been huge parts of my just media diet growing up. And him seeing them, they haven't seen each other in a while, so they're talking about their kids and holy shit, he's in college now, that's insane, all that sort of stuff. It was really like, oh man, this is like magical. And yeah, it was great, beautiful, effortless. And they prepped so much. They were pros. And that's not to say they weren't like funny and live in the room, but just to see like peek at one of their pieces of paper and it was like tons of notes. I was like, hell yeah, dude, that's sick. You guys are badass.
How has pop culture influenced your work?
I guess maybe I'm more of like a regressive pop culturalist where we had the whole episode about Jim Carrey and Carrey versus Sandler career. I can't believe I blanked on Adam Sandler's name, but we had the whole episode on their careers. So I do like looking back on how those things formed me as a dude and a comedic sensibility and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, generally speaking, I don't know. I kind of don't watch that much stuff right now, that much contemporary things. You know, I don't know. I think maybe first of all, there's too much shit. Second of all, it sucks. And third of all, if I'm trying to add to, I heard this really good talk. It's a clip of Saul Williams on the Breakfast Club once, and he was just talking about like your diet your media diet. I kind of said it earlier, but how, you know, a lot of rappers just sound like rappers because they only listen to rappers. So you're not going to move the ball forward in any way. And what you take in on TV and on the internet and all that sort of shit should inform you and should expand your horizons in some way. And so that's why I mostly watch things like 90 Day Fiance and Extreme Love, like people who are in love with planes, or this one stripper that's like 36 inches tall and her girlfriend, or these people that were dolphins, or these people that pretended they were dolphins, or these people that were pretending they were vampires, because I need to expand my horizons of what I'm taking in. Or else the media that I make, the TV shows, the cartoons, the songs I write, the shorts I make, the books I write are all going to sound like everybody else's. So that's why you need to watch 90 Day Fiance. You need to watch shows like Extreme Love on We Network.
How do you feel about like substances while writing?
I think it's bullshit. I hate that. I hate that. I really do. I think there I really don't like that advice in any iteration. Writing's not hard, you idiots. You lazy fucking babies. It's not a hard thing to do. Just do it. And you'll find there's a very good feeling of having either A, made something, or B, being inside the midst of making something, or C, even at the earliest iteration, the spark of something being made, that is naturally occurring inside of me, and I think inside of most people. And I really, you know, you're not better when you're drunk. You're a fucking idiot when you're drunk. It's a release of having your full capacities. Um, so I really think, I mean, you know, I'm kind of a drunk, and I'm saying that as someone who loves it. My girlfriend is the feeling of 3 beers. It's the only thing I care about in this world. I told you my grand passions. You know you know my grand passions. So, but that being said, I am extremely vigilant about just put in the fucking work, you goddamn baby. You're not paving roads. You're not fucking even outside. You're sitting in a chair. It's not hard to do. So that bothers me. And if you are smoking marijuana for enhancement, God bless. Keep doing it. Do more, because then I'll beat you. Because then I will win, and I will defeat all of you. You know what? I take back everything I said. Get wasted while you're writing. Get fucking high as hell, and fucking lose. You fucking loser. I win. All I care about is money.
Do you remember like the first I guess pitch or like idea that you had for like TV or movies? Like your story?
No, I really kind of don't. I wrote some things in college, now that I think about it, that were just these amorphous kind of guy going through a day thing pilots. Oh, I know what it was. I did so yes. I in college and at the end of college I did a web comic called Dinner with Monty that was about my parents' dog Monty, who I later became in the dogs episodes. That dog was me, is Monty, sorry. I wrote this webcomic where me and him just went on these little adventures, and he's really bad and he just gets me into trouble and stuff. And I wanted to make a pilot about that. I wanted to make a show about based on this webcomic. That was my first thing. I think I was like, oh, this is cool. This would be sick. Like a guy and a really bad dog, a naughty dog, which I still think is a good idea. But then after that, I got started working at this ad agency, so it was just pitching a ton of commercials and funny branded content, which really cut my teeth on how to pitch, how to be in a room, and how to be kind of yourself.
Was animation your first choice?
No, I just kind of happened into it because I was did this webcomic, and then I started just dicking around in making things move, downloading and editing software and figuring out using Illustrator layers literally as like cell layers that they used to animate with. um and I kind of figured out, okay, I can make this thing blank, I can do this thing over there, and then I solely animated everything up until episode 3 of Animals. Every character that moves in episode 1 and 2 is from me, and me doing it still in. And I'm not, I hope I would come off as tooting my own horn, but I just want people to know, like, there's other ways to figure out these things. And if you find a crazy jerry-rigged kind of system that works for you, keep doing it. I never learned Flash or Toon Boom or Harmony or any of these programs. um, I had a support system around me after, once we really got to the big leagues, to make it all meld together in a nice way. But yeah, I did all the character animation still in that. I lost the trail of the question, but animation wasn't. I just kind of figured out this weird thing, and the shorts started taking off, and I liked it. I liked the control of it. I liked being able to act the writing. Like, it's weird to define myself as, like, especially now with Animals off the air, like, I'm not an animator, but I'm horrible at drawing, but I did draw a lot of the Animals characters, and props and all that sort of shit. And I'm kind of a director, but I hate directing. And I'm kind of a screenwriter, but also I like making a big idea and a big package. I love making a fucking PDF to sell something. That's like my favorite thing on earth. So I think I don't know, kind of like an ideasy sort of person, and uh, animation kind of was something that I was able to grab onto and break on through to the other side. I have a question. Do you think jerry rigging is one of those terms that's a bad racist term that we're going to find out has, like, horrible beginnings to it? Like, yeah, jerry rigging means like hanging Polish people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
it does definitely does. I don't know the history behind it, but the first thing I think of is like gerrymandering,
Gerrymandering.
which I think is
The
another term.
noun.
But maybe it's just like a Jerry thing, you
It
know?
looks kind of homeless. Not homeless. It looks kind of harmless.
Yeah, I guess kind of how you spell it, but it might just be like
I gotta
derogatory.
tell you,
Yeah.
maybe 15 minutes before we started talking, I had an iced coffee and I was walking up the steps into my house, and I fell. I felt so bad that I think I'm slightly jumbled from. I'm still jumbled from my fall, and my iced coffee exploded all over my steps. And it was one of those falls where it was so funny because I didn't get that hurt. I have a little scrape on my arm, but just my foot perfectly. I have these really old Vans that I think the grip is completely gone on the bottom, and I just fucking ate shit in such a big flat out way. And the iced coffee, like, it's a small amount of plastic, so it just exploded. It was great. It was really great.
Did you laugh at yourself or were you
I
like
did. I was laughing the whole time afterwards.
See, that's the
It
great
was
way.
such a shock. When's the last time you've fallen?
I've spilled quite a bit of iced coffees recently, but I haven't
Sure.
fallen recently.
Yeah. A nice big fall. We all need it.
Brings you back to earth. What do you think your outlook for creativity was before you started like animating? Or an outlet in any sort of way?
Uh, Making music. I've always made music. So either in bands or, when I shipped off to college and I finally got my own laptop, GarageBand, and then figuring out all that sort of shit. So definitely music for sure.
You said Blink-182 was like one of your first like big bands when you were a kid.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite album?
Enema of the State for sure.
Yeah.
I just remember going on vacation with my parents and listening to it again and again, and the sheer rush of it every time. It was truly, yeah. I know it's what we said earlier. It was like, yes, it was probably the first time I felt passion over something. I was passionate about it.
I felt that way when I heard Mark, Tom, and Travis show, which I don't go back to anymore, but it was the same kind of feeling as that rush. And also like, just the feeling of having fun with your friends, which
You're a live man. You like the live shows.
I guess so. I just like the I was listening to something recently, I can't remember what it was, but it was like you can hear the chemistry, between band members and
Mm-hmm. Such a
obviously
cool cover too. I
yeah.
remember thinking like, yes, I would love to like watch this show.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a bad experience with Blink and I don't really go back to them anymore. But I was in high school and it was right after DeLong left for the second time. And I told myself, to get back together again, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to go all out. So they did, and it was 2016, and I bought the $500 package, and I went backstage. I did the sound check, I did all that, and you really feel like someone from like all those like the banters and the interviews and everything. It was just super fucking awkward. I just felt like I was trying to have a conversation with someone while they were just so tired.
Who?
Mark.
Oh, so you were talking to Mark backstage.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it was weird. But it was like,
Well, you didn't like fall flat on your face, right? That was kind of more on him for not showing up to the VIPs.
yeah, I was just like, trying to crack jokes. Like we started playing cornhole, which is like, a cool thing to be like, I played cornhole Blink-182, but like just wasn't laughing, it wasn't really like there. He was just like kind of,
That's tough.
yeah. And it just made me feel like, okay, like, I'm not going to do that again, but
Yeah, I've definitely had that happen. Where you kind of go like, all right, they're done.
yeah. Did you have any experiences like that with like meeting bands? Or meeting
No, I
anybody?
don't meet many bands really, but yeah, I've eaten my fair share of shit in here, old Hollywood, for sure. I'm not gonna air it out on here on Present Passion. I'll tell you that much. That's for my book, baby.
Are you going to be writing a book?
No, I mean not about me, unless I truly pop the fuck off, which I feel like is coming. I nothing.
Just share.
Get it. I'm just bitter lately.
What about?
Feeling like I've been carrying the weight of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is it COVID? Is COVID affecting you?
No, COVID's fine. I've been working from home for like a year before it, so I had all the rhythms of WF, work from home, WFH, down. Do you want to come to a party? My friend says it's 7:30. Love that song.
I like Mutt. I like it like
Yes,
because of American Pie. It's another one of those buddy comedy movies that like just has like a little bit of like depth, or not. I don't want to say depth. I feel like that just makes me sound so stupid, but like just like emotion, I guess, heaviness.
Yeah. It hit at the perfect time.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a lot of. There was no voice of the generation of that amorphous 2000s period, and that movie really hit it. And then same thing for Superbad for 10 years after that. Every 20, we'll get one for the 2020 time. I think some sort of iconic, funny movie.
I feel like there hasn't been any funny movies.
No, they suck. They're horrible.
Like I
don't watch them either. So like, I don't even know. But I'll tell you what people are recommending me. I am not going to put on the old fucking box.
I watched Booksmart the other day with Beanie Feldstein. It's on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine, like it felt like a female-driven Superbad, but like I didn't really laugh a lot, which I felt like was kind of a bummer.
Good.
How important is it for you to be honest in your work?
Not at all. You could, um, I think it's a matter of everyone wants to know why you want to make something at the end of a pitch, or just generally speaking, it's more meaningful if you have some sort of connection to it. So I guess it just helps you write it. But that being said, I think anyone should be able to write anything about anything. Um, so in that sense, I think it's okay, and I really do champion going balls to the wall. Go fucking insane. And I don't mean that like write fiction like you have superpowers. I mean you could do that too, but uh I don't believe in honesty in art.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I said that. Holy shit.
I think you justified it quite a bit.
Yeah. I think it's anytime you make something, you got to think about why you're leaving it out there to the world. There's a good quote by Philip Larkin, this poet, and the only other Philip I respect. Um, I feel the only thing you can do about life is to preserve it by art if you're an artist, or by children if you're not, which is a little exclusionary to other people. And I want to know at home, I didn't memorize that. I have that written on my computer. We're talking to each other over computers.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think it taps into a bigger thing of the question of honesty and work. And yeah, I think it's like, why do we want to make things? I tend to be more curated with everything I put out in my life. Like I feel like most of my early life was curating what I thought was cool, what excited me, what made me passionate. And then I was quiet. And then at like 24 or 25, I started making things. And I took all that sort of shit I learned about like what's cool and just general output, like even tweets. I try to tweet jokes. I don't like disposable things. I don't like things that are, like a podcast, for instance. Like, what is that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What is a podcast but a plastic water bottle? You have it and then it's gone. You throw it away. This is not going to be in the Louvre. In the Louvre. This is not going to be in the Louvre. I can't see you again, Ryan, so I don't know if you're laughing or not. But
I am giggling
okay,
and
good.
smiling. Big
Are you
smiles.
blowing me kisses?
Always.
Thank you.
Even when we're not seeing each other, it's happening.
Thank you.
Phil, I've been putting this question off for quite a while. I think it's pretty stupid, but I'm going to have to ask you anyway. What is your favorite animal species in real life versus your favorite species in the show?
I think I'll go easier with the show, and I'll say squirrels. I really loved the 2-part squirrels episode in season 1. I liked being a little kid. I think that's fun as a character, and I think building out the world of like, the trees are apartment buildings is fun and funny. I just thought it was all really clicking, and they looked good and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I like the character design of them. But in real life, I mean, I gotta say dogs. Because it's like I could say, I think capybaras are. I love seeing them, but I've never touched one. I've never been near one. What if I had a Mark Hoppus situation where I was around a capybara and it was just really tired and it was weird and it wasn't bad. It's like I'm not angry at him, but the vibes are off with me and this capybara. So probably dogs, because I've had a lot of good experiences with dogs. Basically 99.9% of my experiences with dogs are overwhelmingly positive. And a close second is cats. But the thing about cats is basically 80 to 85% of your experiences are good, but you like that. You like that little gamble
Mhm.
where he's like, ooh, he's going to bite me. Or, ooh, she's going to like just scratch me. But it's all right. It's okay. That's what we like about them too. So dogs and cats. Wham, wham.
Did you ever watch the Dogs and Cats movie from early 2000s? Tobey
No.
Maguire. Not a fan.
Again, I don't watch the things that I'm gonna make. You know, I didn't watch
Sure.
BoJack Horseman. I didn't watch Dogs and Cats. I didn't watch Beverly Hills Chihuahua because I'm making mine. So I watch 90 Day Fiance, and I take what I learned from that and I put it into my TV show.
Good way to live. That's smart. Can you imagine animals being done without Phil and Mike as the main characters, or if you did different voices?
I can tell you, I can imagine one of them not being there in the show going smoothly, just as smooth, just as good. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. I know one of them that could stick around for sure. Yes. Halfway, yes. Next question.
What if you guys did different voices for each species?
I can't. That's the big secret. Every character's named Phil, and every character's voice is this. I really can't. And it is really an amazing skill. Like my friend Spencer Rothbell, who does the voice of Clarence, came in a couple times on Animals, and he's a VO guy, like he does doing. And we had him. He did kind of a Clarency character, but then he did these two other characters. He needed to be a really nerdy guy, then a really tough guy. And it was such a distinction of like Mike or I trying to do a voice versus him doing one of those voices. Like they really do have a cool skill. You know, they can really, like a singer can, throw their voice and change not only depth but like the resonance of it, like aesthetically. That's fucking sick. That I cannot do. You know, people can do accents and stuff, but to fully go somewhere else. That's why all the Simpsons dudes are fucking nuts. Like the amount they're able to. But I guess it's chicken or the egg. Like maybe have I been watching the Simpsons so much that they are imbued into my head, or if it was a brand new show, would I be able to tell, like, you know, Chief Wiggum is also Burns, who's also this guy, who's also that guy. No, I think they're talented. I'll give it to nope. Those guys got chops.
That reminds me of the Talking Tunes podcast you and Mike did, Rob
Yeah.
Paulson. Was that like crazy for you because he's done so many different voices?
It's definitely a different camp. But you know, he's a every now and then you meet someone who's very, 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 very positive, and like a Dalai Lama kind of way, where you almost are choked up the whole time just talking to him. He was so sweet.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
He's really one of those incredible individuals that's like, yeah, he's got a deep, deep, deep love for cartoons, and he's got a deep love for, you know, the community around it and his fans and all that sort of stuff. Incredible guy, really is. Rob Paulson. Google everybody right now. Google him and see the fucking track record on this stud.
I was surprised to hear he was directing the voices for the new Ninja Turtles too. He's stepping outside of just doing voices. He's getting a little bit of cred, a little bit of props.
Hey man, he's probably making pretty good buckaroos doing BTS kind of stuff now. Who knows? But I don't know. Whatever.
What do you think you would be doing if you hadn't met Mike?
The same thing. Stop bringing Mike into this. Don't you see the thread? I got this, dog. I got this. I never wanted a writing partner. I don't want a writing partner. We're not writing partners. We did this thing together. I brought him in on it. Sorry. No, I'm sorry. Maybe
Don't
we should delete
apologize. No, I like it. I think it's great.
that. Nah, let's delete it.
You want to do another take?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, rip it again.
Philip,
Yes.
what would you be doing if you never met Mike?
I'd be exactly where I'm at, if not better. Probably much better off. Any other questions?
I'm just about out, man, but I wanted to give you a little bit of room to talk about, no pressure, but talk about what you're working on and what you got coming up next, what you're excited about, what you're passionate about, you're working on.
Passion. Um, well, I mostly joked on this podcast, but I do believe, I think couched within each one of those jokes is a little bit of truth. If anyone out there is trying to figure out writing and all that sort of stuff, which is maybe why they would tune into this, you just got to keep cracking at the things. I try to live by any advice I give, and I write a lot, and I'm working on a lot of different things. And I think, don't get too mired in structure stuff. That's something that really bogged me down early on. All those books and all that sort of shit. Um, all those books and all that sort of shit, like a true genius would say, like a true genius is speaking to you. But there is, and I had such a negative reaction to the boozing while you're writing, weed while you're writing. It's like the same distractionary kind of stuff of structure things, of like getting mired in learning that, or watching this guy talk about writing instead of writing. All you're doing is distracting yourself from getting to the core of the thing. And I do think, for me at least, what I'm passionate about is that feeling of making things. There is just a very weird, quiet, good, accomplished, relaxing feeling of being inside of a script or an outline or a short, and having creating something. It's like I don't know. It's kind of one of my favorite feelings, next to three Coors Lights and a party pack for myself of Cool Ranch Doritos. So anyway, I hope that's like my whatever. There's my lesson. And also, fuck you. I'm gonna beat you. I'm on top. I'm the best at this. I'm the best at this. Everyone thinks it. Everyone thinks you're not good. So you might as well stop. Get a different job, because I'm gonna beat you. I'm the best. I don't need anybody. I just need myself and my perfect brain. Developing, been developing. Had some scripts go, had some scripts not go. Producing a script with a friend of ours. Producing some, about to take out this cartoon that I'm really excited about, solo. And then cracking some features. Me and Mikey still cracking at hired gigs and all that sort of stuff. I feel like big companies come to us when they want the weirder, funnier, quirkier Lord Miller, and by that I mean they can't afford Lord Miller. So we just pitch on a lot of shit. We always have a lot of plate spinning, and so I still have a lot of plate spinning. And I hope I just get to take a bunch of things out before the end of the year. And I'm just working every day, and that's what you got to do. This is your job, or if you want this to be your job, work every day. Get everything out of the way. I've wasted my life on this. I've wasted my life working. I've never traveled. I don't have any meaningful relationships. All I do is work. But that's why I'm going to win. That's why I'm going to beat you. You lose. I win. Good day, sir.
Thank you so much for your time, Phil.
Thank you, Ryan.